Hi, it's Matt from MATCHROOM here for IFL TV in association with MGM Marbella. Here we are with Josh Warrington. He's just finished his workout in Trinity, Leeds. We're about 10 days away from his fight for the vacant European strap against David Delia. How are we pronouncing his surname? Sorry, Josh.
David Delia. David Delilah. I don't know. I don't got a clue.
The trash talk begins. The trash talk begins. So yeah, great workout. How are the final preparations going? You must be in the final preparation zone now.
Yeah, final preparations gone really well. I mean, this camp's been superb. I've had some excellent sparring. All my strength conditioning and fitness has gone superb. Probably fittest and strongest I've ever been, and ready to show a bit of class on October 4th.
And have you been away at all? You've just been training in and around Leeds?
Well, I've been travelling over to Manchester and Bolton often. Did some quality sparring with Scott Quiggan and Stephen Smith, Jamie McDonald, Gav McDonald, Max Hughes. You know, list goes on. We've had some amazing sparring and covered quite a few rounds. So yeah, I'm more than ready to go.
That's world-class sparring. Have you been working on anything in particular for this opponent?
I'm telling you. I'll keep that. I'll show that tonight. But yeah, we've been working on a few things, a few little game plans and whatnot. But you know, obviously, keep that until night and show you then. And
I mean, if we rewind a little bit, it's been a bit of a whirlwind year for you, hasn't it? I mean, why don't you tell me in your own words?
11 months. I mean, this time last year, I was ready to fight in defend English title at Leeds Pavilion, and now I'm fighting at Leeds Arena for European title. It's been a crazy 11 months, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and you know, it's all about taking opportunities when they come. And I've had two great wins early in the year with Martin Lindsay and Rendon Monroe, and obviously progression, and you know, next step after that is European title. So you know, we're ready to go and step up in class and show people what I'm all about.
I mean, obviously your first fight under the MATCHROOM or on a MATCHROOM show was up in Hull against Samir. I'm not going to butcher his surname. I'm sorry, Mamoun. So sorry, Samir. But yeah, that was a great night there where you clinched the Commonwealth title, defended it like you said against Lindsay. I mean, what's been your best performance for the last 12 months? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, they've all been good in their own way. I mean, obviously Samir's a very tricky fighter, and I think I went into that fight as a bit of an opponent. Obviously, upset apple cart and whatnot. Monroe were a very good, you know, I think in my opinion, a good boxing show. Showed that I can box a bit instead of just being all forward and scrappy. And then Lindsay, you know, he's tough as a come, big puncher. So I think we did what we had to do to win. I think that's what. It's hard to say which has been the biggest performance, but you know, they're all big performances in their own right, really. So yeah.
Well, will a win and gaining the European strap be your best performance, do you think, so far?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the biggest fight. You know, I mean, fighting in front of a massive crowd. It's going to be. I think we're looking at doubling numbers what we had there last time on a Saturday night. It's going to be very noisy and hostile. You know, I mean, you've got to look at card. Ricky Burns, Brian Rose, Callum Smith, Tyrone Nurse. It's an amazing card, and you know, obviously I'm topping all of them. It's something special. So a bit of pressure what goes with it, but yeah, get European title on October 4th, and bloody hell, you know, like a dream come true.
I mean, Eddie Hearn has described you as the country's biggest ticket seller. You've said you've done quite a few. Have you surpassed what you thought you'd do for this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I think most at fight wage I'll be going on petrol bills. I've been here and everywhere with dropping tickets off and whatnot. It's been absolutely mental, but again, massive support, and very thankful for every single person who's bought a ticket. I know there's a lot of excited people coming along, so yeah, I mean, I've done 1,400 tickets myself personally. I could have done a lot more, but I had to slow it down a little bit. We're going to the gym and then dropping tickets all day, and it's been mad. But like I say, amazing support, and it's going to be some atmosphere in there on October 4th.
And your great support here today. There's quite a few hundred people here. We did a quick.
Yeah. Well, a few here. I wasn't even looking. I was hoping that somebody wasn't going to turn up. You know what I mean? But no, it was good to see that a few locals have stopped and seen what we're all about. You know, starting to build a bit of a name here in Leeds, and you know, if we can get a few more neutrals come in, I think that'll be ideal.
I mean, we had a little, I think she was about 10 or 11 years old girl who won your signed glove. Yeah. She knew your record off by heart like that. I mean, there is a following here. You can tell there's a bit of a buzz.
No, it's amazing what smartphones can do these days, Matt. Honestly, you can get to Google. I could find anything out in like 5 seconds. So, no, it's obviously she must come down, and I put it on Twitter and yesterday, and I seen there were a few local faces here who were excited to come down. So it is good that we are getting following, and people are wanting to come see things like this, and people are telling me all the time how excited they are about boxing in Leeds and October 4th. So yeah, it's good. It's exciting.
I mean, Eddie Hearn, to quote him again, he's described you as the flag bearer for Leeds. He said, I think you said that you wouldn't mind being the Ricky Hatton of Leeds. I mean, are you putting extra pressure on yourself, or you know, or is this genuinely what's going to happen? Are we at the start of something big here?
Hopefully we start something big, and yeah, I might put a little bit of pressure on myself, but it's more of spurring me on. It's like a bit of a kick up backside. You know what I mean? If I'm slacking in gym, you know, my dad will always give me a reminder that if you're not switched on October 4th, then there's a lot of people going to be there, and you go back down ladder, you go back down to 6 rounders. You've got to keep winning. You've got to keep momentum going. So you know, it's given me an extra focus more than adding pressure of stress and anything like that. You know, only last week I met David Batty, old Leeds player, and Simon Grayson, old Leeds manager, and Don Matteo here today. You know, support from Leeds has been unbelievable. You know, and yeah, it's like I said, I've always been jealous of other cities like Manchester, Liverpool, Sheffield, always producing big boxing names and having weekly boxing shows, and Leeds aren't. But hopefully we can start, you know, putting Leeds on map a little bit more and making this a regular thing.
And of course we've got the first direct arena, which you're making we're hoping that you're going to make a bit of a fortress for yourself. I mean, we've got a great location for it, we've got a great venue. I mean, all the ingredients are right as long as you get the win on the 4th of October.
Of course, yeah. I mean, like last time, it was just a little snippet of what it could potentially be like, and this time round I'm even more excited to see what it's like, because it's going to be noisy. It's had a bit more promotion, a bit more time to build up. Like I say, a weekend, so people. I mean, last time Wednesday night, and amount of people. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, amount of people were telling me after that. Real Josh, I had the worst danging day after work. After, you know, I had a scandalous. But one of them things, wasn't it? I think it was a blessing in disguise, because it gave people who didn't come down a chance to watch it. Instead of watching Coronation Street, they got to watch boxing on a Wednesday night, and they seen atmosphere and they thought, hey, I'll have a bit of this next time round. So yeah, it's building, and like I say, last time was a school night, this time Saturday night, so they can make a weekend of it.
And we've mentioned him. You fight David Deli from Rome, Italian. What else do you know about him apart from that? His record's 15-3. What else do you know about him?
He's also known as the Italian Stallion. He can eat 15 meatballs in 30 seconds. He once climbed the Tower of Pisa on his own. He's been there before. He's been there and done it. He's an experienced geezer. You know, not overlooking him whatsoever. He was #1 mandatory next to fight for European title. So you know, not taking no easy route or easy option here, because you know he's next in line to fight, and that's all we've got to fight. He comes forward. He's busy. He likes a scrap. So you know, we've worked on a few things and a few game plans, but it's going to be an entertaining fight, definitely.
And what would winning the European strap mean to you?
Some of that, you know, I've dreamt about while sat in Bath and whatnot, after nights of training, you know, thinking about how the career would go on, and you know, just to win European title in my home city, bringing a bit of European glory to Leeds, it'd be something special, and yeah, can't wait for it. And
I mean, what after that? Once you're European champ, are you going to be giving up the British and Commonwealth belts, or do you want to go for the Lord Lonsdale belt so you can get the badge in your shorts? What's the option? What's going on?
Well, straight away, it's go to Chippy and get some fish and chips, because I like my fish and chips after the fight. But I don't know. I just leave it to powers that be. You know, they tell me when to fight, and I fight. They ask me if I want to fight this guy, I say yeah. They ask me if I want to fight someone else, I say yeah. Just what happens. You know, obviously I thought we'd have gone down the route of fighting for, you know, Lonsdale belt outright. But if you look at the last 3 fights, they've been 3 fights at domestic level. I mean, you know, if that were for the British titles from Samir, one more fight and would have won that outright. So I mean, how long do you want to hang about for? If there's opportunity there to move on, then you know, you normally do move on and climb the ladder. That's what it's all about. If we win this, we're in an option of defending European and British at the same time. So who knows what'll happen? But obviously, I've set myself some new goals, and I want to get to highest pinnacle, which is world. And I know that along the way, you've got to pick up likes of European titles and international titles, and this is a stepping stone on the way up.
I mean, you're unbeaten fighter, record of 18-0. Only 2 stoppages. Is that something you'd like to increase, or I mean, and weight class? You're only 23. I mean, you must have loads of plans for the future. You know, you've got a huge career ahead of you, and you're already fighting for the European title. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you're going about saying about stoppages there. It's like I've had some, you know, I did have a few journeymen coming through my career, but not like, you know, Mexican road sweepers or Spanish waiters and stuff like that. People have come for a blow over. I've had some lads who've come to fight, and you know, I've been tested early on. And yeah, I might not have stopped them in early doors, but I've got rounds under my belt and I've got experience from that. And I think that getting stoppages at the higher level is when it counts, really. You know what I mean? And you know, I had 2 in quick succession with Samir and Rendell, and I think that's where it really matters. Yeah, I still look like a girl, but so what? I can throw lots of punches, so there you go. And yeah, I'm getting a bit older, starting to get a bit of hairs on my chest and whatnot. So I think the power will come.
Might even need to buy you a razor in the next year or 2 as well. And how protective are you about your O? Because some people hate, like, just, you know, it's all about their unbeaten record. I mean, are you scared of putting that on the line against in a 50-50 fight coming in the future?
None whatsoever, because you know, I'd not turn the fight down at domestic level. You know, opportunities have come, like Samir came at short notice. Martin Lindsay came 5 weeks after Rendell. So I'm not scared of taking a fight, and not scared of being in a fight, because at the end of the day, you know, you look at tennis, Andy Murray gets beat at Wimbledon. No one's, you know, he's not forgot about it. He has another crack at it, and I think there's some great fighters who've lost a fight and come back, and it's no biggie. But obviously, having your O is a good selling point, and I want to keep that O as long as possible. But you know, I ain't scared to put it online against anybody.
And you said before, just looking at the backdrop over there, we've got a great bill on. We've got Ricky Burns, Brian Rose, Callum Smith, like you said, Tyrone Nurse fighting for the English title, I think, or English title eliminator. Maybe I've put him in it.
Tyrone, I think he's fighting for Commonwealth. Yeah.
Of course he is. Sorry, I should know. Type it on the website.
You work for MATCHROOM.
I type it on the website. I know, and I didn't write that one down. But yeah, no, it's a great bill. And this is what you've brought to the city, I suppose. Who would have thought Ricky Burns, Brian Rose, Callum Smith would have been fighting in Leeds even a couple of months ago?
I wouldn't have. I bloody wouldn't have. But
and you're headlining.
Yeah, I'm headlining. I can't believe it, really. I'll be asking for all the signatures after. You know, can I get a selfie and whatnot? But yeah, it's special, really. You know, like I say, it's not just good for me. It's good for other pros in the city coming through. Obviously, if I'm fighting on a big massive arena show, then it gives them opportunities to come along and maybe get a chance on undercard. I think there is a couple of local Leeds lads who are fighting on undercard. Also, you know, other fighters coming to see the fight on the arena themselves, and gives locals of Leeds a chance to come down and see massive names like Ricky Burns, Brian Rose and Callum Smith, you know, all top talent. So yeah, it's very exciting, very exciting.
Well, thank you very much, Josh. No, I've got 4 questions here from Coogan Cassius, who's too lazy to turn up today, so I've had to do this for him instead.
I don't know what it is with Coogan. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love James. James has done the last couple of interviews with him, but it just seems every time I see him, he gives me a little cold shoulder, looks away, never really has time to talk to us. I don't know what it is. It's just getting, I don't know.
It's an attitude problem. He's always had it.
Maybe he needs to come down a peg or 2. Yeah, I'll set Jamie Peacock on him if he doesn't calm himself down.
Well, let's crack on. Well, let's give him one chance with these questions. Let's see how it goes. Firstly, I think we've covered this, but let's go over them anyway. Did you believe that 18 months ago, to where you are now, that you would have captured the English, British, Commonwealth, and on the verge of the European title?
You've already asked me that.
It's Coogan asking you now.
No, well, I think that things would progress as they normally do. I did think we'd be getting the British in some kind of this year, but I didn't think so quickly, and and I didn't think the European had come round so quickly, but it has come round, and I'm excited to take that opportunity.
Brilliant. And your opponent has only fought once outside of Italy. How much of a home advantage will be key? How much will your home advantage be key in your bid to become European champion?
Massive. I mean, he's going to come in and he's walking into a very, very, very hostile atmosphere, and anyone I've spoke to, I've just told them make it as noisy as possible. And you know, it's not going to be nice for him to come over here and, you know, have 6,000 mental Leeds people going berserk at him. It's going to be very noisy, and like they're going to be like in the football team, the 12th man. You know what I mean? You know, helping us get over the finish line, and yeah, it's going to be special.
And sorry. This is a good one. Lee Selby, we'd hope. Lee Selby is on the verge of possibly fighting for a world title after October 11th. Obviously our bill at the O2 in London. Still some tickets available, I think. How big could that fight be in Leeds or Wales? UV Selby. I mean, we know that Selby's given up belts for you to fight for. I mean, how do you feel about all this?
I owe him one, though. I owe him a Nando's or something like that. You imagine that, being him sat there having a little Nando's together, table for two. Yeah, it's obviously his progression. He's moved on. He set out traps before me, and he's moved on, and he's vacated his belts, and I've taken opportunities to fight for him after. And you know, I wish him all the best, and I hope that he does go on for and get the world title, because if me and him were to fight for a world title fight, it's a massive. You know, I think it could turn out to be quite a big domestic fight, and there's no better to fight than a British world title fight. You know what I mean? You look at what Fortune Groves, I'm not saying at that scale, but the excitement for like Frampton and Quigg and De Gale and Groves and likes of that. So I think the British public really come out of woodwork when they've got a domestic title fight. I mean, yeah, it's one what I'd be looking at, and Lee's climbing ladder. He's not going to turn around and look at me just yet, because obviously he's climbing ladder, but hopefully when he gets to the top of the ladder, I'll catch him up. Yeah. I mean, I'd quickly say, like, after the last couple of fights, I've had people all over Twitter just, you know, calling me out, from you know, John Simpson to your man from Ireland, what they call Michael McCulloch. It's like, listen lads, I'm climbing the ladder, you know what I mean? If you know, keep winning a few more titles, if you bring something to the table, then I'll fight. But I'm climbing the ladder, I'm looking towards Lee, and you know that I've got to take the fights above me to keep on getting to there. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Great answer. Finally, how disappointed are you that Kuhn Cassius is not here in Leeds today, and that is me, Matt Rich, interviewing you?
You know what? I'm glad that you're here, Matt, because you know, you bring something else that Kuhn doesn't have. Yeah.
A stutter?
Something like that. Yeah.
Lack of research, knowledge.
Something like that. Yeah. At least you've got time of day for us, unlike Kugan. Yeah. You're listening, Kugan. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Josh. It's been great to see you here today, and loving the buzz up here, and loving the sun. Sorry that I've pointed you in it. Nice. Only way we get any good shot.
Sunbeds now, so you know, I've had a good 15 minutes here, so we're cooking up a little bit, and yeah.
Well, it's great to see you, mate, and brilliant to see you in such a good mood. Top stuff, and we'll see you on the 4th of October, Leeds, First Direct Arena.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.